Hello, hello, everyone. Thank you for waiting for me. Work was crazy. Oh, hey, Chris. And all of the pets are like, Mommy, you just came. You just came home. Yes, I know. Well, welcome everyone to the Monday Motivation Sprints. Um, I am super excited for this week because it is the end of Preptober and the beginning of NaNoWriMo. So congrats and good luck to everyone who is starting NaNoWriMo this week. Let me know what your plans are for November. I am going to be a Nano Rebel. I'm supposed to be finishing my edits in the next 2 days and then starting outlining the sequel to A Diamond Bright and Broken. But I am still in the midst of edits, so that will probably bleed into my Nano Rebeling a little bit. But I'm hoping that outlining the sequel won't take all of November anyway. So yeah, I see Felicia is here. Hello, hello. And Regina, hi, welcome. And Cool Gamer, hello. Hopefully you guys are having a great Monday. Um, so let me know what you plan on working on tonight. We will be doing 3 30-minute sprints as usual. I'm going to pull up our kitty race timer here because one of our beloved puppies who must not be named, who shall not be named, will be going in their pen uh, so that people can leave and other people can get work done. So let me pull that up for us. And I made sure to throw on my spooky shirt called Books in honor of Halloween tomorrow, which it's supposed to be the bad 4-letter S word, snow, tomorrow. So not looking forward to that. Yay, Illinois. Share. Okay. So go ahead and let me know which cat you think is going to win the race, either the color or the number, 1 through 7. Oliver is right here. So I'm gonna go with the light gray one, number 5. That's gonna be my vote. The cat's heads are bobbing kind of slowly. And I like how slowly they're bobbing their heads. It should be a little faster, but maybe things will speed up. But anyways, we're gonna start this first sprint in 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. number 4 won. Woohoo! Actually, I voted for number 5, so I picked the wrong gray one. But I was close. Okay. How did everyone do for that first sprint? Also realized my banner. Hold on, I gotta fix my banner. It's like blocking. I'm blocking me. Here we go. Let's see. Regina said, I just outlined the first 3 chapters of my next Colorado billionaires romance. Ah, yay, congrats. That's so fun. That's fast, too. Hey,
Yay!
hey, we have a friend.
Hi, everyone. How's everyone doing?
Good. How are you? It's so good to have you on.
Uh, had to finish dinner first, and I was actually watching a new show called Snake Oil. Have you seen that one? I'm not sure. Like we were watching
No.
game shows for a little bit.
No, I haven't. What is that? Because I like game shows. So,
Well, it's on Fox. It's basically the show's premise is that you have to determine it's kind of like a cross between To Tell the Truth and Shark Tank, and you pretty much have to pick between what products are real and what products are absolutely fake. Because
oh my God, that sounds fun. I need to check that out.
yeah, it's not on this week because of the baseball, but it's going to be on
Oh,
next week, Wednesday after
cool.
Mask Singer.
Did it just start? Are there like lots of, is this like the first season or?
Just started last month. Just started about a month ago.
Okay, so it's bingeable for me.
Yeah, yeah, you can probably catch up.
Okay, fun. Yeah,
But
but we just finished the first sprint, so you came on like perfect timing. Do you want to introduce yourself, Janine?
sure. All right, sure. Hello everyone. My name is Janine. I'm a young adult science fiction and fantasy author, and I've known Holly here for quite a long time. I've been watching her channel since what 2018, I think.
Gosh,
It was.
yeah.
I think it was 2018 because I remember it was she was still talking about the celestial code. I
Oh,
remember that.
yeah, right. Yep, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, I was actually really interested in that project because, like, I'm really like a science fantasy enthusiast after all. Like,
Yeah,
it's
that's not the last you'll see of that. I almost said show, of that book for sure.
oh nice. I do want to see it published eventually because from what I heard from it, it looks like a really fun premise at least, and
Yeah. Oh, it's like it's the book of my heart. It really is. So I always tell people I'm not someone who is like, oh, I no one picked this book up. I'm just going to self-publish because self-publishing is hard and I'm really scared to have that all on my own. But if so, I'm gonna try to query it to inimitable books eventually when I'm done with A Diamond Bright and Broken and the sequel. And if Zara doesn't pick it up, then I will self-publish it. Because and I'll have to do like a pen name or something, but I'm like, I need this book to be out there. It's a 5-book series. I have it planned. Like I love the characters and I like, I still like tear up sometimes thinking about it. And I'm like, this story needs to be out there. And I'm not ready to say goodbye to the story and the characters. So yeah, you will see it whether it is traditionally or self-published.
nice
Yes.
because it's nice to keep yourself in the game in there and just like not give up on a project just because it wasn't accepted at first.
Yeah.
Just
There's
because it
some, like
was
the first book I wrote, like Ranakori Realm, I accepted that as like, okay, I'm learning. I was learning. I'm okay with letting that, with shelving that. It was a stepping stone for me to get better. So, you know, I was fine with letting that go. But the Celestial Code, I am not okay with letting go.
that's good
Yeah.
because I said that's really good to actually not let go of your dreams because that was kind of me with my very first series. Oh no, goodness.
I love your I forget what the VTuber character's called. Is it just called a
Yeah, yeah, just like character avatar. It's
yeah, character.
it's
I like your avatar.
yeah, it's basically me in anime form. Like if you saw me in real life, it's more or less myself.
That's so
So
cool. Well, Leia popped in. Tell me if
hi,
it's
Leia.
Leia or Leah. Let me know so I can be pronouncing your name correctly. Um, but Leia got 462 words in 14 minutes, which is
Yay!
awesome. Like, man, imagine if you had the whole 30 minutes. That's crazy. You're one of those fast writers. um, and she said that show looks fun. I have a few on my TiVo. Leah. Okay, Leah. Thank you. And Leah writes historical romance.
Ooh,
Her current work in progress is set in 1855 in New Orleans.
that's always good.
Wow, that is
Right?
awesome.
Oh, that's automatically a win, at least to me.
Yeah. Oh, pioneers and petticoats. It makes sense now. And musical Maggie popped in. Hello, had dinner. Yes, just like Janine. My next sprint, I'll probably grab something to eat while I'm editing. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I have 2 days to finish my edits. It's not going to happen, but that's okay. It can bleed into being a rebel. So now I'm going to work on putting away some laundry and watching a lecture. Very productive. I love it.
Yay!
It's my 13th novel.
Congrats, that's a
Ooh.
lot.
Wow. Now, are you self-published, a trad pub, or a hybrid author? Telling prying eyes want to know, or I forget the phrase. um, but yeah, we're here every Monday from 5 p.m. Central Standard Time to 7 or 7:30, depends how much we chat, how long it goes. Sometimes we get on tangents. Um, yep, self pub. Oh, awesome. Nice. You've got
So
a good like list then.
that's nice.
I love it. I say who, when, and how much. Yes. See, that's what scares me. Like I'm like type B with type A tendencies, but when it comes to like my writing, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, like I'm very much the like tell me what to do and I'll do it." I was like, I don't want all the control cuz but I feel like those people that it really suits them well where they can be really decisive cuz I'm an indecisive person and I'm like, I don't know, whatever you want, that's fine or like, give me choices and I'll choose. So, if if it's all up to me, I'm like, "Oh, that's why it's good being vegan." Like when I go to a restaurant, I'm like, I could choose from this or this. I'll have it makes it easy for me. I don't have the whole menu.
Yeah, I kind of actually saw a thought experiment one time. They said when you take away like a lot of choices and you only have two or three things to decide on, it's actually easier to pick and choose instead of have a big old menu, which is
Mm,
which is really fascinating.
yeah, so
Ooh,
true.
outlining novel number 14.
Yes. In Regina's most popular series. I was just like, that's just amazing. And it shows like how successful you are that you keep doing it and that you've got like books in multiple in a series. So it's like successful. People want to read it. So that's awesome.
But yeah, I finished Ishi dinner and I'm gonna do a short newsletter prep and then I'm gonna go do some writing stuff.
Nice. You're
'Cause-
so good with the newsletters. Like,
Thanks.
like whenever I see it on my Google Calendar, I just move it a couple days later, and then I end up just, oh, now it's too late. I'll just move it to the end of the month. So, because I was gonna do one about like, oh, what I'm doing for like Preptober. Like I got my, developmental edits. I'm working on that, and then I'm like, oh well, I just don't have time. I need to be working on my edits. And then I'm like, oh, I'll talk about NaNoWriMo. And then I'm like, oh, well, I still need to work on edits. And so I just like get so, and I think like, it's one of those things where it doesn't take as long as I think it's going to, but in my head, I make like a mountain out of a molehill. and then I don't do it.
Oh yeah, I used to get that sometimes. I think that's kind of me in my writing sometimes, but I think a lot of that was like recovery from burnout because
Mhm.
I got it bad last year and it's taken me a while to get back to it.
Yeah, no, that's so true. Like, it's I mean, and burnout is something that, like, everyone goes through at some point, and, like, I've had, like, my little moments of burnout, and then I had, like, my really bad, like, burnout, rut where it's like, "Okay, this rut's lasting a little too long. Can we, like, get back to normal here?" Um, so I'm glad that you've kind of gotten out of that at least.
Yeah, I have. It's yeah, I kind of got out of it. I'm back to writing. I'm falling in love with the story again. I'll tell you more about my story after at the next sprint after the
Yeah.
sprint's over because I really
Yeah, I'd
like
love
yeah.
to hear. Oh, that'd be
Someone
awesome.
someone says I'm terrible for my newsletter. I used to be terrible in my newsletter too, but I think now that like I think one thing that's helped me was creating like a little template of my newsletter in a in a work in a Scrivener document and just like
Mm.
having like pretty much cut and paste what I'm going to do in each newsletter first, and after I type everything down, I just copy paste over on the newsletter document itself, which actually takes not very long because like
Nice.
just opening up the newsletter and just like typing all that it takes a long time.
Yeah, a template does help, so that's nice. Maybe
Yeah,
now you're motivating me to be like, "Okay, maybe I can do it, like, for November 1st and be like, "Okay, yay, happy NaNoWriMo," kinda kick off email, so, uh, cool. Well, I'm gonna vote for number 3. I'm sticking to the light gray.
I'm gonna go with seven. Lucky number seven.
Nice. Regina said 5. So put in your vote which cat you think is going to win the race, 1 through 7, or the color of the cat. Um, and we will continue this convo in the next sprint. Okay, we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone.
Oh, I was going to sleep there. I didn't actually fall asleep, but
That's funny.
actually kind of moved positions and
I know I always like almost like put stuff away, like get up and I'm like, wait, it's gonna end soon. I can't get up from the it's always like near the end of the 30 minutes. Um well, number 4 one, Snowball. Looks like the winner eluded us.
oh,
um but Alice Rose popped in. Hello, Alice.
hi Alice.
All right, how did you guys do? Regina outlined 2 more chapters. You're going through
Yay!
this quickly. That's awesome. How
Maybe,
many
maybe,
chapters are you planning on having?
maybe it's just a fast and loose outline. So I
Yeah.
know that I don't really do well on rough drafts when I do. I have to outline before a rough draft. It just stalls me a little bit, honestly.
Mhm.
I'm more, I'm more at my best if I have just a little information before first draft, and I do like outlining stuff while revising, which I find is my sweet spot. Oh,
Oh,
25 to 30 chapters it looks like.
nice. That's a good like amount cuz mine is 30, so I feel like that's usually where mine settles. Um awesome. And Leah got 937 words. What? Oh my gosh, almost a 1K 30 minute. That's amazing.
Cool. And
Got a scene
oh,
finished, tweaking a scene that needs some help. Nice.
that's great. A dent in your laundry.
Yes, nice, Maggie. Almost done. I found a company that will let you donate, recycle your old underwear for use as secondary textiles. Oh, that's cool.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think about that. I throw out some I'm like, "Oh, this is, you know, there's no use for this anymore, but I could find a use for my old underwear." Oh, and Vanessa popped in. Hello, just joined during the last sprint. I'm working on editing, uploading some TikTok videos. Ooh, nice. I've been trying to do my like one reel slash TikTok a week. That's been manageable for me. Maybe someday I'll do more, but that's been working out at least for now.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Um, Regina says, I'm usually the same way, and I'm sure all the revising will happen. But I did an outline once, and the book went really fast, so I'll try again. Nice. Yeah, so I ate some food, and then Janine knows I was on Twitter. And then I was just like, I am just so distractible. So I just read. I'm on the last book in the Curse of the Blessed trilogy by Renee Dugan. So it's so good. So um, I'm over halfway done with it. But yeah, I was just in a reading mood at work. Our hospital switched over to a new electronic medical record, like the whole new system. So for weeks, we've been like training and learning how to use it. And then over the weekend, I went in and helped like transfer patients like to the new system, which is like completely different from the way we used to like document and everything. So today was the first day of like go live, they call it. So the first day that we were like actually working in this new EMR. So my brain is like a little bit like mush. Um, so I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna get any editing done. I just feel like not using my brain in that way. So we'll see what the last sprint brings me. How did you do, Janine?
Uh, I almost got my newsletter done. I was I'll say I got pretty much most of the stuff done. I think I only have like one major section to go. I
Awesome.
pretty much advertised my blog. I promoted a bunch of writing events and offers I wanted to promote. I started the recommendations segment, though I'm probably going to keep it short this month just because I hadn't had enough things to recommend.
Mhm. Yeah, I love your newsletters. Do you use Wix or
Yeah,
Mailchimp?
Wix. I use
Okay,
it. I use Wix.
nice. Do you like Wix?
Yeah, it's easy.
Cool. Because I had like been thinking about switching over from Mailchimp, but then I heard now I think Brittany Wang was saying now like there's a limit on how many
Mhm.
newsletters you can send out every month. So you can have as many
I think,
subscribers, but you can only send out like to 200 of them unless you pay more or something
yeah,
like that.
yeah, yeah. You can only send 200 to 200 people total a month.
Yeah, that's crazy. So
Yeah, but I say I'm fine for now, but it's something I'm gonna think about down the line. But I am small enough that it's not a concern for me for now.
nice. Yeah, I wish I was like I was wanting to switch, but then I'm like I don't want to pay because I think the mail I forget what Mailchimp's like limit is, but I was just like I'll stick to it. It's working. I like the way because like I can tell like when people have like Wix emails, I'm like ooh that's through Wix, and so I'm like oh it's so pretty. um, like they have just the layout's really nice with like the buttons and stuff. So um, but yeah, let's see.
Like I might end up paying eventually, but I
Yeah.
because like I found like I've heard like Mailchimp's got issues I don't want to run into.
Yeah, I think like if I ever get to the point where I need to pay with MailChimp, then I'll look into, well, is it just better for me to just switch to Wix and pay with Wix or something? So I guess
Yeah,
I'll
and
see.
yeah, that's probably me too. Just a second.
Right. Oh, Leah's got to go. Dinner's ready, but I reached 3,000 words for the day. Oh my gosh. Well, thanks for coming, Leah. And hopefully we'll see you here next Monday. And congrats, 3K is like almost like double nano for the day. So that's amazing. If you're going to do NaNoWriMo, you're going to do just fine. um, Vanessa said, been doing a lot of Halloween DIY projects lately, so going to post some of the projects decor I made. Oh, that's so fun. Yay. Yeah, I'm excited for Halloween tomorrow. Is anyone like giving out candy or dressing up or doing anything fun?
I'm not doing anything. I'm just gonna watch sports ball.
Sports ball, nice. Yeah, this is like my first year that I can actually give candy out since 2019. Because I was in apartments like up until 2019. So I was like, kids aren't gonna like ring the doorbells of like this huge apartment building. So I but then we moved to our townhouse and I'm like, oh sweet, I can give out candy. And then 2019 was when it snowed and I only got like 3 kids. So I was like shoveling candy in there. Like I was like, here, take it all.
Oh
Because
no.
I was so sad. I was like, I was just gonna be so excited. And then ever since then, other than the year of COVID, I've been visiting I've I've either been visiting my sister in Arizona, and it's always like the first week of NaNoWriMo, so I'm never here for Halloween. Or last year I visited some writer friends in Indiana and I was gone for Halloween. So like I'm like usually never home for Halloween. So I'm really excited that like this year I can do that. But then it's like literally last week there was one day where it was 70 degrees and I was wearing shorts. And
Ooh.
now there's a chance of snow tomorrow. And I'm like, of course, the first day there's a chance of snow is on Halloween when all of the kids are going to be out. I'm like so upset that like the weather just like hates us. um,
Well, it's kind of the opposite here. It's kind of it got really hot again.
oh, what is it there right now?
Well, right now it's 80. It was like 86
It,
earlier. It was,
oh my gosh. Oh, that's crazy. Oh,
we're
I
hoping
wish.
for a cool front, but it doesn't look like it's coming, so it's gonna skip again.
Mm,
Besides, we
oh,
don't have. Besides, trick or treaters don't come to our house.
really?
No, no.
Turn the lights off, pull the blinds down.
Well, we live kind of we live in a more rural area.
Okay, okay, got it. Yeah. Okay, I checked the weather. It's supposed to be 35 degrees tomorrow with a 40% chance of snow, cloudy with snow showers, mainly in the morning. And so the evening's supposed to be
Nicer.
mainly clear, but then also winds of 10 to 20 miles an hour, a low of 23. It's just gross. It's just gross.
Yay.
Oh.
Okay, I should preface it this. I live in South Florida, which is like basically it has not snowed here in since 1977. So
Oh my gosh.
yeah, freeze warning anytime is a big thing, but usually the weather cools down a little bit. I mean, it's nice in the morning, but
Mhm.
it got kind of hot this afternoon, so I had to go back inside. I was
Oof.
working on the patio for a little bit.
And that's why I usually like visiting Heather around this time because I'm like, oh, it's just starting to get cold, but it's like I can still cling to a little bit of summer when I visit her there. Um, so because I think it's the same for her. I think it's in like the 70s, like high 70s. Um, Regina says, not this year. I'm not mobile enough to go back and forth to the door and the dogs in the puppy gate. Yeah, not this year. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Definitely. But then you'll be like raring to go next year. Like, all right. I'm always scared to be the one to be like, all right, let's just put the bowl out because it's like, someone's gonna take all the candy. It's just the way it is. Or you could leave an empty bowl out there and be like, oh, someone took it. um Maggie said, I just found a cute shirt that I can wear to work/practice. Other than that, I really have no plans.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah,
Like,
it's fine to be chill.
mhm. Well, I just want to get. I just want to buy the candy at the discount aisle.
Right. I know it's all after the fact. Um, yeah, that's where my husband is right now. He's doing his Monday shopping. But I told him buy two big, and hopefully it's still there, but buy two big bags of candy from Costco. So hopefully, he's like, whatever we don't use, I'll eat. Um, but my mom, I don't know if she's still doing it this year, but she always wanted to be like the cool house. So for the past, like, I don't know, probably 10 years at least, she's given out like a bag of chips, like the small bag of chips, and like a Capri Sun because she wanted to be different. Um, which I thought was kind of fun, and I always liked it because then anything she didn't give away, she would give to us. Um, but I think she stopped doing it. She's like, oh, it's too much money. I know. Uh, and I think last year she actually, um, like barely any kids came for some. I don't know, but
Oh well, because
yeah. And I think people do like trunk or treats now too,
yeah,
which
that's been a thing for a while actually. I think
oh
kind of
really?
started in like the 2000s or whatever. I think.
Really? Oh my gosh, I had never heard of it until the vid. So let's see.
No, it's been go. No, I think because I remember like someone mentioning it about it had to be at least 10 years ago. Like it's been
Um,
like it's at least the 2010s, but I think maybe it's just getting more popular now. But I think, as I said, like I think it's popular in our neighborhood just because we don't live because like it's not really we don't have any street lights on our street, so it's not really safe to go walking at night.
oh right.
So like we just go like most people just do the trunk or treat like a place that has lights on because of how our neighborhood is established. It's just not really a place you want to walk at night.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's smart.
With no street lights, there's not a lot of a lot of roads are not paved.
Mm,
So
yeah, I guess that makes sense then. And
as I
yeah, I
as I said, we live in a more rural area.
right. Yeah, I was just realizing that we don't have a doorbell, so people just knock on the door, but the cats get really scared. And so I'm like, oh no. And so I'm like, oh, I would wait out there, but now it's gonna be 35, 30 degrees. And it's getting dark so fast and it's not
Mhm.
even daylight savings time yet. So I'm just like,
Mhm.
I'm like, oh man, I don't know. We'll see what
I
happens.
guess
We'll see.
as I said, it's not about really like the weather. The weather's usually nice on Halloween. Like it's, I mean, if anything, it's just like too hot. But
Ugh.
as I said our problem is just that it's not really a safe area to do trick or treating in because it's just not. How?
It's
Oh,
too
Ingrid Freeney
crazy.
came in.
Ingrid,
Hello.
hello. Super late.
Yay.
Happy to pop in. Yes, we are going to be
Yes.
starting the last sprint. Um, so glad you were able to make it.
Yay. The pretty cats.
Yay! There's a lot of there's like a couple colored ones in there. I'm like, hey, there's so much gray in the front there. Um, all right, so there are 30 cats for this final sprint. If you see a color, you can vote for the color, or you can pick a number 1 through 30.
I'm
Mhm.
gonna go with 26.
Nice. There's like a pink one. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it's number 9. So I'm gonna go with that pink one, number 9, I think.
Mhm. Yeah, I'll go with 26.
Ooh, 26, nice. Regina said 17. Nice. All right. Well, we're gonna start this final sprint in 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. Oops, I forgot to put the little streaming thing saying that it was the last sprint. Um, but number 16, Mr. Lavender won. Um, oh, so close. Okay, let's see which cat won next. 7. Oh, I think it's 26, which is Janine. So, Janine, your cat got is the closest to the finish line.
Oh, 16, the cute one.
Yay!
And good news on my part, the newsletter draft is finished. I
Yay!
probably do have to. I'm probably gonna go over it like one more time before I go to bed tonight. But
Mhm.
it looks it looks pretty good right now because
That's awesome.
I got I got all the information I have wanted to put in there. I also announced I'm also gonna help announce one of my first critique partners finally has a book deal out.
Oh, that's so
She
fun.
announced it last week, and like yeah, we don't really like trade anything much anymore.
Mhm.
She was like really beneficial when we were like kind of just like kind of baby off, like not baby office, but like kind of what was it 2017? Oh my
Mhm.
goodness, like that was almost 7 years ago. No, like little over 6 years ago. We
Wow.
traded our stories and critiqued each other, and like sure we don't really talk to each other that much. We still keep in touch
That's nice.
because it's the book she's that's publishing now is not the one I read. It was a completely different one.
Oh, okay. Cool. So you've
But,
kinda gotten to see that progression and
like a little bit. I hadn't seen too much of her work. I barely had an idea about this one because she kind
mhm.
of we kind of started going with different groups. Like I kind of she kind of went more trad pub groups, and I went toward my more indie oriented groups.
Indie groups, yeah.
Yeah,
Aw,
which
but that's cool that, like, you guys were still able to, like, stay connected.
yeah yeah I tried to stay connected because I didn't want because it felt like for a while I was just losing writing companions left and right. It felt like for a good while, so, and I really wanted to hold on to the ones I had, and
Mhm.
I'm really glad we're not completely out of touch, that we're still connected to each other. And I really want to buy her book when it comes out. Maybe even get an arc. It depends on my own timeline because I don't know yet, but re- I'm really aiming for 2024. I do not put this as a guarantee because this is subject to change. But like
I'm like, "Oh, yeah."
I'm kind of aiming for 2024 to debut myself.
Oh.
That's just tentative, but like I think it's looking pretty good unless there's like a major snag
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I think you could
that I
totally
said like
do it.
honestly outside of any kind of like major setback or snag, I think it's probably going to happen. And I think I chose the indie path mostly because it's not because it's not because trad is bad, because I noticed that a lot of the what I'm writing is kind of not hot in traditional publishing right now.
Mhm.
Because like I know there's like hardly any sci-fi books in traditional publishing right now. Like it's like scant.
Yeah, I, like, didn't even think about that, but that's so true. And even, like, not even just, like, straight up sci-fi, but anything kind of dystopian or, like
Future,
yeah, future, which
like
is
because it's weird. My setting is not even like fully dystopian. Like it's
mhm.
got dystopian elements, but it's more of a it's like a near future setting. I'm trying to think of like a Final Fantasy 13 ish kind of
Yes.
setting. Like those settings you don't see as much in like young adult fiction at all. Other Side of the Sky, if you is a book that has this kind of setting, Red Queen, though just this kind of
Yes.
a more futurist setting. And it's like it's actually more science fantasy. It's just that the fantastic elements, the magic, is kind of more scientifically explained in story. So
Mhm.
it just has a more sciencey vibe to it. It's just like the future, like kind of the futurism parts of it too. Is,
Yeah.
uh, is that and I think that you know sci-fi not popular. I think Alexa Dunn actually did a video about like why the sci-fi market's no good in YA. Have you ever seen that video?
I think I've watched it, and it's like that's, like, sad, and, I mean, I feel like that would leave a whole area open for people to get in so that it's not like you're not saturating an already oversaturated market, like, you're finding that space that is, that people are looking for, so it's just so weird that that's not what people are reading, or at least, like, if they're not publishing those books, then not everyone's reading it, and then that just makes it say, "Oh, no one's reading it." Yeah, because 'cause you're not publishing books, of
Yeah.
science
So
fantasy and things like that, so it's just this, like, cycle.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I mean, it feels like almost every. I'm not saying this is a bad thing for like fantasy romance. Like I
Mhm.
know fantasy romance has like a big demographic, has a big hook, but it feels like we're getting saturated with fantasy romance, and we're not getting much else right now. I mean, yeah, they're there, but it's like we're like most of the bestsellers are all that. But I just say that's not like I don't think that's a very healthy thing, long term.
Right. Right. Yeah, it feels like, maybe there will start to be a shift soon because, like, we're seeing it's oversaturated, and it's like they've kind of been saying that about it for a while now. Like, I
Yeah,
know that's why I was like,
yeah.
last year I was like, "Oh, should I start writing middle grade because YA fantasy is so saturated?" Um,
It's not
because I
even
was
YA.
just
It's not even YA fantasy. It's more like just that YA fantasy is just being drilled down to the fantasy romance genre, and that's kind of the
mm,
problem. I
yes.
think part of the problem. And I said there was like one book. I am not going to say which book because I think I've actually talked elsewhere, Holly, about this one book. But I said I read this one book and I was just like, oh my goodness, this is like it wasn't terrible, but I was just way disappointed by the book. It felt like okay, like I thought this was gonna be like a 8 or 9 out of 10. And it turned out to be like 4 out of 10, maybe five.
Hmm.
It was a major letdown, major disappointment. And then I just stopped reading fantasy for like a good like at least a month. I just I just read thrillers for a month, thrillers, other stuff. I was like,
No, that's fair. I mean, and I think it's good to, like, read in those other genres too anyway, so it's like, "Hey, if there's this, surge in this, category I don't care about, let me read something else."
and then the
But
other part was I said one of my Ingrid says
Ingrid said
oh
Final
first
Fantasy,
team like
that sounds
sitting. Yeah, yeah.
Aw.
Even though I know that's not a favorite
Ooh.
game setting, I love that you're enjoying our hot takes. I got a I got quite a few of them. Like I've been kind of percolating these for a while. I think the other reason why I would indie publish is that the a lot of the YA tropes, um, like I either do not use or I subvert them so much in a way that it's practically not like I don't really play them straight.
Mm.
It's basically basically there is one trope in particular I practically just deconstruct like altogether. Well, I had to deconstruct several YA tropes altogether, like
Well, that
show that
sounds awesome.
like
Like,
yeah
and I know, like, that was one of the big hooks of This Savage Song by Victoria Schwab was the fact that it was, completely platonic relationship in this YA, fantasy. Um, and so it's like people like look, there is an audience for that. So I just feel like, yeah, and there's like the whole like no spice YA fantasy that, group that Brittany has. Oh, you're yawning, Zuko. So I feel like it's finding your people, also.
That
Um
mhm, that's what I'm finding too. It's like there are a lot of people that are like, they don't really like a lot of the stuff that's being like chopping the charts right now.
mhm.
I think the key is like, to stand your ground, and because I've been forced to stand my ground a lot because I've gotten some pushback. Uh, I've actually gotten pushback against some of my ideas and story
Mm.
ideas and plots. I've gotten some pushback against, so I've had to also re not reconsider, but like steel myself against the those kind of that the tide.
Right.
And I noticed I've I noticed that I've talked all about this book, but I never actually talked about what it's about. At least my book.
Yeah, you can go into it.
All right, my series is called Spark and Blizzard. It's YA science fantasy, as I said, and even though a lot of this is on my website and stuff like that, I will mention that. Where is it? Basically, my It's basically near a future Earth flourishing with natural life. Superpower teens must trust themselves and each other to defeat a returning blight that nearly destroyed the world once, or watch society fall into a new lifeless dark age. That's kind of basically the elevator pitch for the series.
Nice. I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah, this one's going to be kind of a longer series because mostly because there's like I wouldn't say tons and tons of characters, but there's like quite a few characters, and there's like a lot of themes I want to kind of dive into, and that requires a lot of time and depth, and I don't think like 2 or 3 books is gonna really cut the cloth on this series. Like, can I click on this? Oh, you'll have to click on the note from Ingrid.
Oh, yeah. Ingrid says, my character's ace, so while I'm planning on having romance, I hope to showcase a different kind of romance that isn't seen very often.
That's a good thing
I
because
love that. Yeah. And one of the books that, like, actually, this, I don't know if it's not the only book I read, but it was the first book I read with an ace character, was Tarnished. Is it Tarnished R or Tarnished By? Tarnished by the Stars, by Rosie. Hold on, I'm gonna
I think
butcher it.
it's Tarnished Are the Stars actually.
Tarnished Are the Stars by Rosie Thor. Yeah, and I loved it. And that's like a
Yeah, it's Tarnished
science.
Are the Stars.
Yeah, that's like a science fantasy. Um, but it was just really cool because I was like, I've never seen a main character who like wasn't the center of the romance, or like it subverted that trope that I thought there would be. Like it kind of set up like, oh yeah, there's gonna be a love triangle, and then it's like, nope, you're ace. So I like think that there needs to be more books like this. Um,
I think the Stars We Steal had a character like that. One of the supporting characters was also
oh.
Ace, and I said like this too. It's like I kind of like I don't mind romance, but like I can't write it very well myself. Like I don't fully understand it. Like it's my head is kind of I don't know. It's weird.
I think like what I've noticed is in my earlier drafts, I very much like kind of like tell the romance, or it's like I don't have enough of those moments to build up to them like saying I like you or their first kiss or something, because like I've built the characters up and I know where the story's going. So in my head, I'm like picturing their like budding like relationship, like, and seeing the progression. But then I'm like, oh wait, like it's in my head. I'm not accurately portraying it on the page. So that's something that I like, worked on in edits. And because I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm just like making it all up. I'm just like fabricating it in my head, but I'm not really showing it. So let me fix this. um
And I kind of
but
yeah, I kind of want to work on like some platonic bonds, which as I said, like this Savage song, like that was pretty good on that, and like you don't see it a lot in YA, like that as the primary relationship is platonic. Like you rarely see it nowadays, especially. I
no.
mean, like
So I think that's good that like, you're self-publishing because then you can have the elements that you want and you're not like forcing it and because it's like, well then what's the point of writing, the story if you're changing like if you're agreeing
everything.
to change everything. Yeah.
Because like that's why I
So
said like I would basically have to change like I don't know the whole stinking story at
mm,
because I actually went through it with a couple of friends that seen like the last few drafts, and they basically said that if I were to try to publish this, I would have basically just be writing a different book entirely. Like I would have to
mm,
change like just about everything,
wow.
and I said like I couldn't. I said I couldn't deal,
Yeah.
and it's like I like your series could get canceled. They could do.
Yeah, there's this relationship in the Celestial Code that's like more of like a father-daughter relationship. And I was like, I would not take on this a publishing deal if they wanted me to make that character younger and have it be more of like, this like love triangle type thing because the like main character has a love interest. And but I'm like, no, this other character needs to be the father figure. Like I am not aging him down. I'm not doing any of that like that.
Oh
That was
yes.
one of my like no compromises. It's not like anyone said that, but I just when I remember when I was querying that and like thinking of my no compromises, it was that. I'm like, I know this isn't traditional with this kind of mentor being like older, but that's just how it's going to be
Well,
because that's not the story that I'm trying to tell.
well,
Um
yeah. That's kind of. I actually have a dynamic similar to that, where it's like kind of like a much older mentor. Like I wouldn't say father figure, like more like the like a teacher student kind of thing.
mhm, mhm.
Like significantly older. And I said like there would be no way I'll be aging down the character just for like romance shenanigans, and
For
like it
sure.
wouldn't make sense. Like the whole character wouldn't make sense at that point
Right. Right,
because
exactly. Then it would change everything too, because it's like, well, that's then I have to change this character's whole arc.
yeah, because like the particular backstory was that I'm not going to go into it, but that particular backstory kind of requires him to be the age he currently is,
Mhm.
and then like
Yes.
aging him down like to like where he's like basically the protagonist's age would like pretty much not work. As like oh my goodness, it would just be kind of the it would just feel like the stereotypical it'll just fall into like stereotypical YA tropes, and I don't think I would. It's like the tropes I complain about in some reviews.
Yeah, no, that's how I feel too. So, um, oh, Ingrid said,
Oh,
I'm
we
going to
got some
have
more.
the ace MC part of the romance. Since I do want to subvert the common assumption is that aces are also automatically arrow.
Arrow,
Very true. Yes, I love that. Ingrid,
aromantic.
you need to finish your book. Oh my gosh. Please, I want to read that. Platonic relationship is definitely something that should be showcased more, especially YA. So I think some need some role models to be in healthy friendships too.
Oh yeah,
Yes. Yeah,
yeah.
because then that always like then that makes it everyone say, "Oh, you can't have a a guy friend if you're a girl and not want to be romantic with them or vice versa. And it's
And I
like,
said,
no, platonic relationships exist.
yeah, it does. And I said like, and I said like, I know I'm probably gonna get some pushback. Especially when it gets published. Like I know there's probably gonna be shippers try to ship some characters, and like it's something I probably have to live with, like with the fandom. But it's something I've kind of decided like, okay, this is gonna be fine.
Hmm.
And I said like, also I think the corollary to what Ingrid said, you could be aro and not asexual.
Right. Right. And I think more people need to know the difference and what it is, and that sounds great. I love that.
Because like you can have a character that's like not interested in romance, and like they said, usually those kind of characters are seen as like people who don't care, they just want that. And I said like
Right.
that's a really bad stereotype.
Mhm. No, it is. Well,
And
we got into a good convo there.
yeah,
Um,
it was pretty good.
yeah. Um, but yeah, so I think I'm gonna wrap up, and I had
Yeah,
almost finished editing a chapter, and
yay,
yeah, so that was good. I actually edited. I
yay,
started the
um,
sprint and I was like, wait, no, I need to do some work.
yay. How many chapters do you have left to edit?
Yeah, I've got 3 left now.
Ooh,
So, yeah, after once
nice.
I'm like literally a couple lines done with this and then I'll have 3. So I was very um I had 4 last week, so you can see how slow how
Yay for
slow
editing. Yeah, I think
my week
now's a
is.
good time to wrap up. The sports ball game is on. The World Series
Oh,
is on right now, and
is
and
it
I
oh, the
think
World Series. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, so you got to watch that.
yeah, I think Heather. You think Heather's watching it because Arizona's in it?
Oh, maybe. Oh, that's so fun.
Because I said like because like
Well,
I'm watching the World Series on mute right now, and as soon as we sign off, I'm gonna turn the volume on and um, probably do some
oh,
writing work as I watch the game. Probably do some writing work during the breaks.
cool. Well, that sounds like a good balance.
Yep, it was it was nice to be here, Holly. Give you
Yes.
company on this fabulous Monday, second to last day of October.
Yes, thanks for joining me, and I wasn't alone. It was
Okay.
fun. So hopefully you can join again soon. Oh, an Astrid. All right. And then I got to do puppy watching duty. Um, but yeah, thanks for joining us, and we will see you guys. Oh, I got to make sure. I'm so bad with this outro video thing. Okay. And we will see you guys next week, same time, same place. Have a good week, you guys.
All right,
Bye.
bye.